non-traditional
Well, all right,
Tai Chi
guys. I thought
sword.
I'd make a quick video. Again, the very important thing to understand about what I'm going to talk about next is that this is non-traditional. I repeat, non-traditional Tai Chi. And basically, this is not even the Tai Chi sword. This is more of like a katana. And the idea here is what I'm trying to do is show you guys how you can use your entire body from your toe, your little toes on your feet, all the way to, sending energy from your little toes all the way up your leg, all the way up through your body. And this is basically turning yourself into a perpetual motion machine. That's the idea. And most people, when they try to do Tai Chi, they do the moves. Maybe they get really proficient in the moves and they start moving like a pro and they look amazing. And yet, even after 40 years of practice, they don't feel any chi. And so they give up and they're like, this is stupid. I went to all these practices. I went to a nice field with a bunch of awesome people. And after all that time and work, I still feel no energy when I'm doing the exercises. So what I'll say is this. One of the biggest problems with Tai Chi compared to any other martial art is it is hard to understand where the energy comes from, how you connect to the energy, how you produce energy from within, how you connect to the energy outside of your body. And what I found that the easiest way to do this is actually inside a pool, but you can't always be inside a pool and not everybody knows how to swim. So how can you maximize your ability to do this? And that is through weight training. So weight training is one way that you can really enhance your abilities here. And so what I've done here is I've put on leg weights and wrist weights, as well as I'm using the swords. So that's a lot of weights in the right places. And so this should slowly help you understand how to flow with the water that is within your body. See, they say move like water, but actually you're not moving like water. It's more like you're moving like mud or oil. So the idea is to flow very, very slowly. Your best bet to feel the full extent of the energy and to start feeling tingling throughout your entire body is to move super, super slow. Again, this is not combat. Tai Chi masters will tell you. The idea is to move as slow as possible, possibly as slow as a mime, especially in the beginning. If you can move slower than a mime, super slow, then you have a chance of starting to feel tingling. And what you're trying to do is create a full range of motion. Again, the energy needs to go from your little pinky toes, like the really tiny toes, all the way through your body, upward towards your fingertips on your hand, and through the sword. The idea is not to be vivacious or to be doing movements that are brusque, fast. This is not some kind of a fast thing that you're supposed to do, like with full range of motion and stuff like that. This is not a golf swing, right? Imagine it more like a golf swing. If you want to learn how to do this, go slowly through each and every movement. And the problem with all of this is you got to be patient and you got to build up the momentum. See, you are, and you should think about yourself as a perpetual motion machine. You should try not to stop motion in any part of your body. Every part of your body counts, and you're trying to make some sort of wave. You see, the reason why I'm doing very repetitive motions over and over, and you don't have to do all the different, like I've done a little bit of variations where I turn and I swing the sword and I do a bunch of other things. But in the beginning, when you're trying to learn this stuff, you should only be practicing one motion. Perhaps just dedicate yourself to one motion with one arm and one sword. Don't jump to two swords. The reason why I made this video is because sometimes people get upset. They're like, yeah, but you've done the thing, right? You've done the thing, you've explained the object, but then like I'm way more advanced than most other people, so your video is not for me. And so I wanted to make a video where everybody can enjoy what is being shown here. So depending on where you are and how well you do, everybody can enjoy the video. But the point is that this is really for beginners, and the common purpose is, just like they say, if you understand the first move of the 24 form, then you've understood how to get the whole thing to work. Because if you master the first move of the 24 form, you should at that point understand how Qi works. But most people can't, and they can spend 40 years, 50 years, whatever, maybe their entire lives going through the motion, and they will never feel the energy. And part of the reason for that is, as I said before, it's about being extremely slow, like a mime. It is about building that momentum, that continuous motion, and just doing that over and over. So you could be practicing the 24 forms first move and doing that one on repeat a billion times and get Tai Chi, but that gets boring and repetitive, and nobody wants to do that. So I thought with this, you could be doing something that involves both arms, and you could keep practicing the move over and over and over again. This is not combat. This is just a slow flowing video where you guys can repeat the same move over and over until you get comfortable. The idea is you should feel, after a little while, by using your entire body, again, all of your body. If you are lifting your arm too high, this doesn't work. If you are pushing hard with your muscles and tensing, this is not going to work. So you are relaxed. You are lifting the sword with the strength of nothing. Basically, you are a perpetual motion machine. So you're putting almost zero energy into the system and then moving on and on. As a matter of fact, if by the end of the exercise, and you could go on and on for hours, you are out of breath, you feel super tired, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. As a matter of fact, I could do this for hours on end, and instead, what you should feel at the end of the exercise is regenerated. You should feel stronger, happier, more relaxed, and have more energy in you than you started in the beginning of the exercise. If you get the opposite effect, then you're doing it wrong, you're tiring yourself out, and look at how much weight I have on me. As I said, I'm fully clothed, I've got wrist weights, and I've got leg weights, and it's basically like being a shark. It's a perpetual motion that sharks do. So be a shark. Move super slowly. The only time the shark will move fast is when it pounces on its prey. So the idea is you move through the water slowly. So imagine you are, I know that you're not in the water, but imagine that you are in the water and that you're moving super slow through this medium, which is the ether. And as you move through the ether, the idea is to allow your entire body to feel the energy start tingling, and then gathering energy from the quantum vacuum and bringing that energy into your body. If you can do that, then you've won. Then you've won, and this is actually going to work for you. And the benefits of this practice are really limitless. You'll feel better, and it'll really help with your mental stress as well, because you're doing something that's repetitive and you're doing it over and over, and it is allowing you to disengage from your monkey mind. And again, what's most important of all is it doesn't matter if you're using one or two swords. It is continue to do that one movement. The reason why I have two swords is this way I can do symmetry with my entire body. And that way I'm engaging all the muscles in the entire body.